The new American, as it is being billed, is estimated to generate more than $1 billion in annual net synergies beginning in 2005, and its corporate headquarters would remain here in the Dallas-Fort Worth area. Neil?
Casey, thank you very much. To Mark Murphy on an increasingly, well, interesting flying experience. Of course, he's the definitive expert on all things travel, the travel unscripted author, and I think there are going to be a lot of people with unscripted comments on this, but what do you make of it?
So it's good for the airline industry. You know, 85% of the traffic is now handled by 4 major carriers.
See, that worries me right there. That worries me right there.
Fares will continue to rise. I mean, they're already up way ahead of inflation since 2009. So all that's going to continue. So I don't think the flying public is going to get better options. I think they're going to get higher ticket prices. For the frequent travelers, they're going to have more options because now you can use the miles as they merge the programs together between American and US Air and have more choices on cashing those miles in. But that's really just for business travelers.
Yeah, but that can be sloppy. Right, when Continental United, I mean, it's how one hands off to the other can be an experience.
It was a mess. I mean, they had glitches. They really disrupted a lot of flights, a lot of delays. That's going to be the biggest issue post the DOJ ruling, which they're going to, and the bankruptcy court ruling. This is going to get done, and then they've got to integrate systems. That's going to be the challenge. And you saw with the states, they've now put in that over the next 5 years, they're guaranteeing not to remove any of those hubs, because that was one of the concerns by the states who were filing against this merger.
Greater point here, there's still fewer players, and I always worry when there are fewer players. Does that mean, you know, you have fewer options?
Yes, until one of the lower cost carriers says, ooh, opportunity, because when ticket prices go up, someone's going to go in there. And one thing that hasn't been talked about is charters. Charters were big in the 70s and 80s. That's where a tour operator or somebody else would lease a plane and fly it down and back to, let's say, Cancun on the leisure side. So that's starting to happen. We're starting to see more and more of that as scheduled airfare goes up. These guys are taking the risk of the equipment, taking the risk with the seats, and flying with their own pilots down to Cancun to deliver their vacationers or to Jamaica or wherever it happens to be. So I think you're going to see people stepping in to fill that, especially on the leisure routes where price sensitivity is pretty high. For us business guys, we're just stuck.
Yeah. Well, you're thin. You squeeze into those seats.
Well, I literally got stuck. That's why I couldn't get out and couldn't get fed. So
I'm the guy who walks in the plane. Excuse me, excuse me, excuse me, excuse me. All right. Thank you very much, Mark.